Hello, and welcome back for another one. All right, we're talking about copywriting. We're going to make you a copywriting machine. Okay, so last time we kind of ended off on making the flaws, but this whole thing is a framework or a way to really get all of your ideas out, okay, for your copywriting. Because I think of copywriting more like a jigsaw puzzle. You got to move all the pieces around and then you see what is going to fit best. And then finally, you're going to have a beautiful piece of converting copy. But this is kind of the breakdown. And we're going to go into more depth. And we'll be talking about, all kinds of good stuff, headlines and all that stuff. But this is what I want you to really think about. This is like the list of what you got to do when you're about to write an amazing piece of copy. Okay. So first, you got to write out the offer. We went into that last time. Write out all the facts. Straight facts, okay? You got to turn all the facts into benefits if you can. All right, then you got to write out all the flaws. You just got to tell the truth about the product. And then you got to kind of overcome the flaws or spin the flaws in a positive way. Identify who it is not for. Identify who it is perfect for. And then identify what they want. And identify the single biggest benefit your product has in relationship to what you want. So here's where we left off. You made a list of all of the facts, and then we made a list of all of the flaws, right? And then we figured out how to overcome each one. So you should be doing this on your own. Now you want to identify who this is not for, all right? It's always easier, instead of just like saying exactly who this is for, because that's kind of broad, and we really, really need to figure that out. But when you're just getting started, it's good to have your brain just start getting rid of who it's not for, all right? Because we almost want to push them away, because if we're calling to people that it's not for and we start running ads to this thing, we're not going to make any money. We're going to just be burning money because we didn't identify who it was not for and we didn't tell them this is not for you, right? And then we got to think about who it is perfect for. Who is the exact person? You got to think big. There's like 9 billion people on the planet now. There's got to be a handful of people, more than a handful actually, out there who this would be perfect for, they would dream of something like this, right? And then identify what those people want, identify the single biggest benefit of your product, and it has in relationship to what they want, all right? So how can you kind of connect those dots? Those are some big dots. That's a big domino when that falls. All right, and now it's time for some frameworks. All right. So the anatomy of a story for a product. All right, so it goes mutual desire plus frustration. So you basically say, what are some frustrations? You want to list out all the frustrations that someone who would be buying your product has. What are they feeling right now? They're feeling burnt out. They are overworked, they're unhappy, they're mad at the boss, okay? And then you want to make a list of what they want, what the customer wants. They want to be recognized. They want fame, right? They don't want to burn out. They don't want to be overworked. They want riches. They want freedom. They want relationships, okay? And then the journey of struggle, a.k.a. I tried a bunch of shit, everything sucked, everything fell apart. This is just for a story, a written copywriting story. You've probably seen this a lot. This is used a lot in marketing, okay? Then the decision and discovery. This is also like the basic framework of, like Star Wars and Shakespeare and all these other famous writings. They basically, first you relate to them because you have some sort of pain, right? And then they try a bunch of shit and everything falls apart, right? And then there's a decision, right? They have to make a tough decision. Something had to change. In my darkest hour, I found ... Next, we have to give the reader some value for reading. Okay, that's another thing. So like, if you get this far, right? If you connect, you're building rapport, you make them, see the struggle, and then you make a decision. It's also really good to, or it's just something I believe is that every piece of content you make or copy has to have something of value for the reader. It has to be worth the read. They have to get something for it. All right. And then here's 3 things I learned at the end. And then finally, here's what it's like at the end after I made a decision and I discovered, your product. It's a beautiful day, live near the beach, rich, rich, healthy, sexy. And then you drop into the call to action. 4 basic ad angles. How to, story, that's what we just went over. Straight sale, call to action. And then the counter, myth debunked, relief from pain. All right, story ad set steps. Cliffhanger with a headline, cliffhanger headline. Intro, backstory, discovery, intro to offer, benefits, results, call to action. Cliffhanger headline. They laughed at me as I scurried out the door, embarrassed and ashamed. It's kind of like, what happened? Why did you scurry out the door? Why were you embarrassed and ashamed? Intro. My name is Robert Lyon. I'm a very introverted business coach. I know it's strange to be an introvert and a coach, but, well, that's me. I live in a tiny town in Arizona called Payson. It's so small we don't have even a stoplight. And even though I'm a total introvert, I've managed to build a huge coaching business with over 1,200 clients paying me every month. Here's the backstory. Up until a few years ago, I was a total failure in business. I flunked out of college, and the only job I could get was going door to door selling credit card terminals. I remember calling on a restaurant one day, and the owner angrily threw me out because they were busy. I was used to rejection, but that day was really bad. Some of my friends from high school were eating lunch there. They saw the whole thing, they laughed at me, and I scurried out the door, embarrassed and ashamed. I didn't want to get laughed at anymore, so I turned to the internet for help and bought every make money training I could find. I wasn't looking to get rich quick. I just wanted clients to come to me instead of my having to chase them and look dumb doing it. And after lots of trial and error, I finally started having some luck. This is the turning point. This is the discovery. I kept at it. Eventually, I developed a system for attracting clients without ever cold calling, chasing, or begging. Now I have 1,200 paying clients all across the world, and I never make a sales call, ever. I've outlined exactly how I did this and continue to do this to this very day. In my on-demand training, How to Get Clients Fast, Even If Nobody's Ever Heard of You, right, here's the benefits. Here's the big secret in the training. There are plenty of people who want to help you, who want your help, and they're willing to pay for it. The trick is finding out who they are and getting them to call you and ask for help. That's what the training is about. A complete system for getting people to come to you already wanting your help, so you don't have to beg or grovel. I outline the entire system and show you how it works in training. I even tell you exactly what to say and give you simple scripts. And there's more. Here's just a fraction of what you'll learn. 5 ways to get prospects eager to buy. Can you really get clients in the next 14 days? How to get in front of prospects who can afford you. The new approach to generating leads and subscribers. The 7-step approach to get your prospects to come to you. How traditional internet marketing can actually send you to the poorhouse. The number 1 service you should offer before anything else, and so much more. This is the benefits. These are bullet points. We'll get into bullet points later. Here's the call to action. You can get the book for peanuts at my website, link. I'm 100% sure you'll love it. In fact, I'm so confident you might think I'm nuts. Here's why. If you don't love the book, let me know. I'll give you back all your money, and you can still keep the whole thing anyway. You don't have to send anything back either. So the worst case scenario is you get a free book. The best case is clients start beating down your door asking to do business with you. If that sounds good to you, go here and get the book. I guarantee you'll love it. Link. The how-to ad framework. All right, so that was like just an example of how to write some of this copy. Like you saw, they had benefits, had the discovery, you bonded a little bit, and then it had all the benefits at the end. Bada bing, bada boom. And it's a big offer. You basically could get a free book. Anyways, that's good stuff. All right, and now we're going to talk about the how-to ad framework. This is for like Facebook ads and stuff like that. So you have the how-to headline plus intro. yeah, but how statement, useful big picture, call to action. This is for like a Facebook ad type of deal. Here's how to get all the clients you want. Most coaches are great at getting people results, but have a hard time getting clients easily. Here's a great approach to having clients come to you ready to sign up. So this is the how-to intro. Here's how to get all the clients you want. Crazy, right? How to. Yeah, but how? First, only focus on people who know what you do, how much you charge, and have jumped through a few hoops just to get an appointment with you. So if you're like most people, you're probably thinking, okay, great, but how do you do that? You want to answer open loops / open loop claims / open loop questions right away. So like when you make an open loop or you make a big claim, you want to answer it right away in your copy, because if you know what they're thinking, and also if you answer it, they're gonna be like, oh man, he already answered that right away. And like, let's see, what is the one that we had an example here? First, only focus on people who know what you do, how much you charge, and have jumped through a few hoops just to get an appointment with you. And if you're reading this and you're trying to get clients, you're like, yeah, but how do I get people that even know me or jump through hoops to get to me? And then you answer it right away. So if you're like most people, you're probably thinking, okay, great, but how do I do that? Then you answer the big claim. And it's just really powerful. And you have to do it right immediately. All right. And then now here's the useful big picture. I asked myself that same question when I tried consulting as a full-time career in 2017. I ran a little experiment, and within 90 days, I was turning people away because I had all the clients I could handle. I outline exactly how I did it in my book, but I'll give you a 3,000-foot view here. This goes with the philosophy that every ad or piece of copy should add some value to the reader. Useful big picture. Step 1. Identify your easy win client. All right. An easy win is someone you could get amazing results for quickly. The reason you want to know who this client avatar is because these are the prospects that are typically easiest to sell. Step 2, focus only on attracting those types of clients. If you're having to chase people, having to convince them, or having to write proposals, and then follow up a million times, is because the prospect isn't 200% certain you can help them. If you only talk to clients that are very easy to get huge results for quickly, you can demonstrate your value immediately. How? Simple. Follow ... Step 3, give them results in advance. Give these easy win prospects, and this is still just the big picture, some useful, and we're also still just answering the big claim that we made at the beginning to get them to read, okay? Give these easy win prospects some useful insight that will help them to get some results very quickly. This could be done in an online video, a report, a white paper, a webinar. It's up to you. The trick is to give them something they can use immediately. This essentially whets their appetite for more and causes them to become very interested in working with you. The fact you've read this far is pretty good sign this approach works, isn't it? Step 4, use the collaborative close. This is a simple anti-selling technique that essentially helps cause a prospect to sell himself on working with you. The anti-selling technique. See, so you got a fancy name sometimes with your offers and stuff, like the anti-selling technique. It's like, oh, but I'll be making money, but I don't have to sell. Oh my God. This is like a yay without boo type of pitch. If you've already demonstrated enough value up front, it's typically a pretty simple process. I've created a framework with some simple to follow, and you can get it in my book. All right, call to action. Here's what to do next. If you found this helpful, check out my training. It's all about getting clients fast, even if nobody's ever heard of you. If you found this post useful, it's just the tip of the iceberg. The training lays out exactly what to do and say in great detail, and you can get it here. And drop the link. That's the call to action. All right, call to action. Here are some things you'll learn. Bullet point, bullet point, bullet point, bullet point, and so much more. This training is packed with value valuable content for every single page. This is a limited time offer. So get your copy now. Drop the link. All right, so that was pretty cool, right? Now we're going to talk about the counter framework. A counter ad. And that's just basically you want to say something very contradictory to what people have been told, because people have been told, a lot of bullshit. So they want, when you say something contradictory, it stands out, and you're kind of dog whistling them, but you're also just like getting them interested. All right. So you make a counterintuitive statement / headline / question. You expand on it. You give them the big picture how to, and then you give them the call to action. Doodle-doo. Counterintuitive statement, headline, question. And I say all three of those things because it can be any of those things. It's just got to be counter to what they're used to hearing. Do you really think your potential clients actually care about what car you drive or what house you live in? See, that's counter to what they think. Most fucking gurus, are out there with their yellow Lamborghinis or whatever. All right. Do you think they care about where you went to school, how many followers you have, or what your credentials are? They don't. And you expand on your big claim or your big contrarian stance from the beginning. They care about one thing: how you can help them. Once you really understand this, shift your focus from how can I convince them to how can I help them in advance. See, that's a big thing. If you demonstrate you can help them by actually helping them, they start to pursue you. You start to attract. Wouldn't it be cool to have clients chasing you instead of the other way around? All right, now the big picture how-to. Here's how to do it. First, identify people who have a big problem you can solve quickly. These are the people who are looking for help, also known as people most likely to say yes to you. Now it's time to help them before you ever try to sell them something. The trick is to give them something they can use immediately. Give it away for free. And we're still doing the big picture. This could be done in an online video, a report, white papers, webinar. It's up to you. This essentially whets the appetite for more and causes them to become very interested in working with you. Why? Because you helped them get some relief from their problem. Here's a good analogy. It's like having a restaurant and you've identified a very hungry crowd. Then you just pass out some amazing appetizers for free. They love the appetizers, and now they're even hungrier. How easy would it be at that point to get them into the restaurant at this stage? Very. Why? Because you gave them a little taste of what they wanted and whetted their appetite for more. This works the same way. Now we got the call to action. Would you like me to show you exactly how to do this? Right now, I'm offering the training that outlines how to get high-paying clients, even if you hate sales, even if nobody knows who you are. And I guarantee you'll love it. I guarantee it will change your life in some way. If it doesn't, I'll give you a full refund and let you keep the book anyways. No questions asked. How's that for fair? If you're in the business service category, in any capacity, you need this book. Here are some things you'll learn. Now, these are the bullet points. Bullet points are big, all right? The training is packed with valuable content on every single page. This is a limited time offer, so get your copy here now! Exclamation mark. All right, so that was the counter kind of ad framework for like a Facebook ad. All right, now we're going to do the how-to counter framework. I told you we were going to get into some frameworks. And like when you're trying to write copy, you're going to get a vibe. Like once you do that first exercise that we did where we lay out all the benefits, we lay out all the flaws, you're going to have all the stuff to plug into this copy. And then you're going to basically just have to pick which method of writing you're going to go with. Are you just going to do a straight up like dog whistle? Or are you going to do the counter? And like at the end of this thing, we're going to have another exercise. And basically from these things, though, you should be ready to write some really good copy. And then once you start doing a few of these, write like 5 sales letters like this. You'll start doing this in your sleep. You'll start being able to put together, and you'll become a crazy madman like me. All right, dog whistle headline, dog whistle intro, announce product, benefits, call to action. And then dog whistle is basically just saying, it's called a dog whistle because only dogs can hear that whistle, right? So you're literally calling directly out to the exact customer that you want to buy your product, right? And then this one is the how-to counter framework. And this is the real straight up, just like very straightforward sales thing. And then when in doubt, whip this puppy out. So this is the one that most people use when they don't even know they're using it. Sometimes the best way to write an ad to sell a horse is to write an ad that says horse for sale. So like instead of getting all complicated, just make it simple. You know, we got a horse for sale. Dog whistle headline. A dog whistle is metaphor. Only dogs can hear the whistle. So you are specifically calling out to your desired audience / customer. Example, read this if you want more clients fast. Super simple. Read this if you want more clients fast. Someone who wants clients fast is going to read that, right? That's going to blub, 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 got their eyes going. Dog whistle intro. So first you have the headline, right? And you got to write out some basic headlines. If you want more clients, now this is for you. All right, then you're going to announce the product, okay? So I'm offering you a training that outlines how to get high-paying clients even if you hate sales. And I guarantee you'll love it. I guarantee you'll love it. I guarantee it will change your life in some way. If it doesn't, I'll return the $5.60 and let you keep the book anyway. No questions asked. How's that for fair? If you're in the business service category, in any capacity, you need this book. Benefits. So then the bullet points and so much more. Call to action. This training is packed with valuable content on every single page, and this is a limited time offer, so get your copy now. Drop the link. So this is, again, we literally have the dog whistle headline, dog whistle intro, announce the product, benefits, call to action. Boom. All right. So now we're going to work on our headlines because I think I was just reading something. It basically says like 80% of your dollar for your ads is spent if you have a good headline. So you got to have a good headline to catch the attention of your readers. Okay. Otherwise, no one's going to give a ding. Okay. So the first headline we're going to talk about is Yay Without Boo. New training reveals how to sell high-ticket consulting services even if nobody's ever heard of you. The yay, how to sell high-ticket consulting. The boo, even if nobody's ever heard of you. Or without boo. So then you say without, even if nobody's heard of you. All right, free book reveals how to create internet campaigns that sell. This is the real straightforward, kind of dog whistle. Are you tired of doctors who can't find out what's wrong with you? Finally, all natural ways to get healthy and happy. This is a dog whistle, but instead of directly to your customer, it's direct to a desire. Right? If you've been going to a doctor and they haven't been able to figure out what's wrong with you, you're probably going to read that article. All right? If you have trouble sleeping, please read this. Discover how to fall asleep naturally without pills or medication. Headline exercise, right? So we're going to write out the how-to headlines. So a how-to headline was the first one we did. Let's see. Okay, here's the how-to framework. How-to headline plus intro. Yeah, but how statement, useful big picture, call to action. This is the exercise though. Next, we're going to do dog whistle question. So the dog whistle question headline is read this if you want more. That's not really like a question. Here, let's see. So the dog whistle question is like the one that we said here with the desire. Are you tired of doctors who can't find out what's wrong with you? Finally, all natural ways to get a healthy and happy. The question for like the clients thing would be like, are you ready to get more clients fast, even if nobody's ever heard of you? Question mark. Okay, so you're gonna basically do a how-to headline, a dog whistle question, and then a straight up dog whistle headline. So this is the exercise. This is where we're going to wrap up. Go back and watch this video again so that you have the frameworks. And now it's just really time to focus on the headline because the headline is what's going to grab their attention and get them to read the intro, which will be what we work on next, and then the rest of the content, and that get to the call to action. And we're going to make some money. All right, cool. Talk to you in the next one.